These 3 money skills allowed me to start 2025 with a $500,000 cash boom. Gotta talk about this because so much has happened in the rich and happy world. However, in this life, I'm focusing on the 3 skills, which I believe are a massive game changer for you. And all of us can get better at them. And they are evergreen. You will always need them and they will always make you money. First, favorite thing if you're new to the rich and happy world, maybe it's the first time you're catching me live, you're hearing this from me. It is one thing I am obsessed with: long-term planning. Every big business, when we are talking about billionaire level, has a freaking long-term plan where it wants to go. Nowhere else, except in the online coaching world, it is about quick 50K, 10K, 100K months. Nowhere else are like months really the dimension in the business world. I think if I would go back to my old heritage of being an investment banker and would tell them like, oh, let's just focus on the next 50K month, 100K month, people would look at me like, what's the matter? It's just not sustainable focusing on something short term. Because when we're in this like short term frequency, it's all about fixing something right now that brings us results immediately. And many businesses are not growing, or you're not making the money you want to because you've been focusing only on short-term instant gratification. Rather than, if you want to build a villa, a mansion, you actually want it to take time, because you know that taking time, you have to come up with a plan, you have to come up with a material, and it has to be built. Imagine someone tells you, oh my gosh, you're going to live in your dream villa. I'm going to build this completely from scratch for you within 1 week. We would think something's off. Like, no, can't be. Too good to be true. Like, it just feels something's off. So in all different areas of our life, having time, using time, something grows over time. A child, food, it is always a good thing. But sometimes we forget that when it comes to our own business, that actually your business builds over time is a good thing. That you're not making multi-millions the moment you start your business is actually a freaking good thing. Because let's be honest, when we start, even after a couple of years, we are just not excellent at what we do. So it's beautiful that things evolve over time. So the first skill to master, not just only in 2025, but in general, is really long-term planning. Are you having a long-term plan? We've just finished the cash plan program 2025. You still can join. It's instant access. And it's really about having this long-term vision, minimum of 2 years. We break it down into your monthly goals, into your weekly goals, into your daily goals, and into daily action steps. Because what I've seen over and over, and hey, I'm Janine, I'm guilty of this in the beginning of my journey, is like, I needed freaking instant gratification. I'm like, let me post this so I immediately get a sell. Let me do this so I get the views. Let me do this. Like, I was always doing something because I immediately wanted something in return. And this is not how the business world works. This is not how nature, mother life works. You can't plant a seed and say, I'm like, planting the seed today for the apple, want to eat the apple. It's not working like this. Again, seeing this in life, we think something would be wrong if we plant a seed for an apple today and we eat the apple immediately. It's not happening. It's also not happening like this in the business world. So rather, what I'm teaching you over and over again is, hey, wouldn't you agree if you plant a seed every single day? That means there comes a point where you can harvest every single day. We don't know when. We just know eventually we can harvest. We don't know how big the harvest is going to be. But all we know as today, in this moment, when you keep planting a seed in your business, this is your daily money maker move. there comes a time where you can harvest. You just don't know when. This brings me immediately to the second skill I wanted to share with you guys. And this is really believing and being certain beyond logic. Because wouldn't you agree, the moment you plant an apple seed and there's literally nothing, we don't see anything on the fields. We are just certain that the more seeds we plant, there must be a harvest. Something must grow. But actually, we do not know what's happening underground. We are actually not knowing what's happening to our seeds. The only thing we can do is having certainty. Certainty that everything is working out for me. Certainty that this is coming from the Creator, the universe, God, Buddha, Allah, however you want to call it. How can your muscle of certainty, for me, it's not just believing. It sounds very flowy, not so powerful. I personally love the word certainty. How can you be more certain that whatever's happening right now is perfect for what you've asked for? How can you know that if your current bank balance is only 20,000, but you've asked for $1 million months, that this is exactly where you have to be? That this is exactly bringing you to where you want to go? And even in those moments where you think, man, I wish I would be having more money, and you're asking for money, but now you're receiving invoices, and we're thinking like, oh, this manifestation is not working. How can you have, especially in those moments, certainty that everything is for you, that everything is sent to you by the Creator, that it's exactly where you should be? And I've learned this on such a deeper level. I feel we are learning the same concepts over and over again, but just on a deeper level. So really this certainty beyond logic, believing in the Creator, believing in the universe that everything's for me, that there's a lesson for me to learn, changed so much for me. And I want to share this little secret with you. What I do when I'm asking for something like $150 million in sales in 2025. And very often there are parts where for all of us, it feels like, oh, I'm actually not moving closer towards my goal, and rather the polar opposite. So back in the day, I would give this a lot of attention. I would make this mean something, versus today, I'm always asking myself, and this is what I want you to do. It's very powerful. What's a lesson here for me to learn? Because the moment I've mastered to extract lessons from certain situations, lessons from people, I moved on to the next part. So fast, like in a miracle fast pace, I don't even know how fast all of a sudden things moved. But instead of saying I'm stuck, instead of thinking something's negative, something's wrong, and this doesn't mean like I'm saying like, oh my gosh, everything's perfect. No, not at all. But when things don't seem to be perfect, when things in your business, in your life, in your relationship are not moving the way you want, ask yourself, what is the lesson I have to learn right now? What are the lessons I don't want to face right now? What is here for me to learn? Because lessons happen to us because there's something we have to master, a skill, to see a pattern recognition. It is so potent, it is so powerful. And if you ask yourself, what's a lesson for me to be learned right now, right here? And you actually master the lesson, not just only you know the lesson, now you know what you should be doing differently. Now you have to do it differently. This is afterwards when miracles are coming so freaking fast. So fast. The third moneymaker skill I want to share with you is, and this may be a little bit counterintuitive, but let me explain it to you, is not following my emotions. Maybe if you're a little bit like me, you're highly freaking emotional, like a freaking roller coaster, and sometimes it's even annoying to myself. So what I love to do is, this is something truly inspired by Laila Hormozi. She always says like, fuck the mood, follow the plan. I had to think now. Just said my own words. But basically is not following my emotions, but following my plan. And this morning was one of these days. I truly promised myself that I'm going to start 2025 every day with a workout. And even if it's just like a 15-minute walk on the treadmill, but I'm moving, like I'm getting up, I'm getting out of bed, and I'm moving my body no matter what. And I'm currently in Tokyo, Japan. It's winter, it's cold. I haven't been in the cold for a very long time. It's very uncomfortable. Don't have to tell you, if you're living on the northern hemisphere, that it's freaking winter and it's cold in the morning. So this morning, my emotions were really telling me, I'm like, let's just stay in the hotel room. Let's just stay under the blanket. Let's just sleep a little bit longer. And those are really the moments when 2025, I promised myself I'm sticking to my own promises. I am stronger than my emotions. Meaning, in those moments, for me, my self-sabotage pattern is really, my mind tells me, oh, I'm not in the mood for it. I don't feel it. Just, not feeling it. So I know when this is coming up in my pattern, it's my self-sabotage. So instead of following this how I used to in the past, like, oh, I don't feel like working out this morning, I'm like, F it. I know this is a freaking turning point, especially when I don't feel like doing it, not following my emotions, but following the plan and doing the work. And I feel when we are not following our emotions, when you understand what your main self-sabotage pattern is, it's something we do in She Leads, the World Follows, because we all have self-sabotage patterns. And the only way to overcome is, first of all, to be aware of them. And then once they come up in your life, obviously you follow the plan. So this is really something I promised myself. And those 3 skills, long-term planning, having more certainty in the creator, really beyond any logic. It doesn't make sense. I still keep believing everything's for me. Everything's working out. Everything is sent to me from the creator. Asking myself, what's the lesson here to be learned for me? How can I learn it? How can I change? Acting on it and really not following my emotions, but following my plan. And that doesn't mean that when I'm sad or angry that I don't feel those emotions. That's not what I mean. It is connected to the self-sabotage. Like the moments when I feel like, I just don't feel like it. I do not follow my emotions, but I follow the plan. I am not allowing in 2025 that self-sabotage, like my inner child, boycotts me. Because I'm the one who's leading. You are the one who's leading. So all of this together, really focusing on in the last month, allowed me to start 2025, not me myself, like the company Rich and Happy I run, to start with a 500k bang. And I think this is really, really cool. And if I reflect on what I've done different, there's so many lessons here I can extract from this for you guys. But those were the 3 I really wanted to follow. And they all led to, in case you haven't heard about it, to the Rich and Happy Lucky Bags. My husband and I are currently in Tokyo. We came for travel, and we're here over the New Year. And it's a really big, massive celebration in Japan. New Year, it's a big deal. They celebrate for a week, not like party, but you go to the shrine, you go to the temple. There's a lot of like ceremonies happening, and people are doing this every single day. So we've learned so much about that, and I always love massive celebrations like that, because when we celebrate something big and long, it just means it's something special. Because just a normal day, most of us don't celebrate. And by not celebrating, we lose. Celebration is a super fast track, because it means energetically, I'm sending out, also in business, in life, in relationships, it doesn't matter, that this is not ordinary. This is so special. And by that, we're pulling in more things which are truly special to us. So what happened? in Japan is that literally at every store, it doesn't matter if it's a donut store, it doesn't matter if it's a spa, if it's a department store, if it's a shoe store, if it's a restaurant, literally every place you can buy items from has a lucky bag. And those are like sealed mystery bags. They're everywhere. And the only thing you see, it's stuff is in the lucky bag. You don't know what it is. And it has a price tag. And all you know is whatever you receive afterwards, you've purchased, it has to be at least double the value of what you've purchased. And here they believe whatever is in the lucky bag you receive sets a tone, the energy, and the luck you're going to have in 2025. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I love mystery shopping bags. I love surprises. It's my love language when it comes to shopping. I'm in love. So immediately we've created Rich and Happy lucky bags. You still can buy them till my birthday, January 12th, this week. You just can comment lucky below to get all the links. And we have lucky bags for $22, $222, $2,222, $12,222, $22,202, and $200,000, $22,222. So we're selling lucky bags like crazy. You guys are loving it as much as we are. And so many miracles have happened because my mind before was like, who would buy a lucky bag, a surprise bag, not knowing what's in it for $222,000? But here I am, skill number 2, certainty in the creator, certainty beyond logic. I had an impulse, and this would not be on my mind if there would not be another person on the other end to purchase. So I had to create this offer, and guess what? One woman of our community purchased this bag, and it really blew my mind on so many levels. First of all, I didn't know that pay in full via PayPal for $222,000 is possible. Maybe you also didn't know. I thought, oh my gosh, who is this woman? Obviously, I had to check. It's so wild because this was her very first purchase with me. She's never purchased anything before that, and immediately going into a $200,000 offer, pay in full, without knowing what she got. And I was already talking to her, and I'm like, just tell me about you. This is so special. This, like, you blow my mind, you blow my socks. I have to know, like, what happened. And she's like, I've been following you for a while. I just love it. Something in me said, gotta treat yourself. This is gonna be one for the books. I will remember forever. And this is the energy and the frequency in which I want to start 2025. And I'm like, oh, so cool. And yeah, so next week we are revealing what's in the lucky bags, but we're also selling lucky bags obviously for $22, $222, $2,222 like crazy, but also for $12,222 and $22,000. Still happening very frequently. Not as many as the lower ticket items, but still. And I think this is so cool, and I'm going to be hosting a masterclass about how this revealed and everything I had to overcome in order to receive this. Because now you just seem like, oh my gosh, Rich and Happy started the new year with a 500K boom cash bang, which is nice. But we don't see all the obstacles I had to overcome in order to receive this. So I'm going to be sharing this in a masterclass. Stay tuned. It's going to be very powerful because I feel very often this is not the part we see in other people. We just see the glorious result. But I think the whole journey of the last month of what has happened, and especially all the things which didn't happen, are even more fabulous about this journey. There's even more wisdom for us to extract. And the best part is, this is all available for you. I'm not someone special. I'm not someone magical. I feel like I am just a woman that has an open heart, that wants to share her wisdom, her magic. I want you to be financially successful. I want you to create your dream life, however that looks for you and your business, to have the time freedom, to have the financial freedom. Just live life, enjoy life, and give back to humanity. Because I am having a gift, I'm giving back to humanity. You are having gifts, and we're here. This is our sole purpose, to give back to humanity. This is the true purpose. I love you. You've got this. And it's still the right time and moment to get your lucky bag. Just comment lucky below this video, LUCKY, to get all the links for the lucky bags. And maybe you're just wild enough also to get a lucky bag for $200,000, $22,222. What's going to be in it, I'm actually revealing publicly next week. And it's this is the only one I'm revealing publicly because it will blow your mind and socks. Trust me, it is something you've never experienced before. It's just, you won't believe that you're gonna experience everything that is in this lucky bag. I love you. You've got this. I see you online or in real.